Our creed is one that bids us to be just to all, to feel sympathy for all, and to strive for an understanding of the needs of all. Our purpose is to smite down wrong. The first requisite of a good citizen in this republic of ours is that he shall be able and willing to pull his weight. The worst lesson that can be taught to a man is to rely upon others and to whine over his sufferings. If a man does not have an ideal and try to live up to it, then he becomes a mean, base, and sordid creature, no matter how successful. The problems differ from generation to generation, but the qualities needed to solve them remain unchanged from world's end to world's end. In advocating any measure, we must consider not only its justice, but its practicability. The most practical kind of politics is the politics of decency. I was not going to earn money. I must even things up by not spending it. I have always said I would not have been president had it not been for my experience in North Dakota. It was here that the romance of my life began. I grow very fond of this place, and it certainly has a desolate, grim beauty of its own that has a curious fascination for me. The Badlands grade all the way from those that are almost rolling in character to those that are so fantastically broken in form and so bizarre in color as to seem hardly properly to belong to this earth. Rattlesnakes are only too plentiful everywhere, along the river bottoms, in the broken, hilly ground, and on the prairies in the great desert. Wastes alike, not if it can, it will get out of the way, and only coils up in its attitude of defense when it believes that it is actually menaced. One of our sweetest, loudest songsters is the meadow dash lark. The plains air seems to give it a voice, and it will perch on the top of a bush or tree and sing for hours in rich, bubbling tones. They have a funny habit of gravely bowing or posturing at the passerby and stand up very erect on their legs. Magpies are birds that catch the eye at once from their bold black and white plumage and long tails, and they are very saucy and at the same time very cunning and shy. One bleak March day, a flock of snow buntings came every few moments. One of them would mount into the air, hovering about with quivering wings and warbling a loud, merry song with some very sweet notes. They were a most welcome little group of guests, and we were sorry when, after loitering around a day or two, they disappeared toward their breeding haunts. In a great many indeed, in most localities there are wild horses to be found, which, although invariably of domestic descent, being either themselves runaways from some ranch or Indian outfit, or else claiming such for their sires and dams, yet are quite as wild as the antelope on whose domain they have intruded. Prairie dogs are abundant. They are in shape like little woodchucks and are the most noisy and inquisitive animals imaginable. They are never found singly, but always in towns of several hundred inhabitants. And these towns are found in all kinds of places where the country is flat and treeless. Around the prairie dog towns, it is always well to keep a lookout for the smaller carnivora, especially coyotes and badgers, and for the larger kinds of hawks. Rattlesnakes are quite plenty, living in the deserted holes, and the latter are also the homes of the little burrowing owls. The extermination of the buffalo has been a veritable tragedy of the animal world. My home ranch lies on both sides of the Little Missouri, the nearest ranchman above me being about 12, and the nearest below me about 10 miles distant. The story-high house of hewn logs is clean and neat, with many rooms so that one can be alone if one wishes to. Rough board shelves hold a number of books, without which some of the evenings would be long indeed. I do not believe there ever was any life more attractive to a vigorous young fellow than life on a cattle ranch in those days. It was a fine, healthy life, too. It taught a man self-reliance, hardihood, and the value of instant decision. I enjoyed the life to the full. This broken country extends back from the river for many miles and has been called always by Indian, French voyager, and American trappers alike the Badlands. Nothing could be more lonely and nothing more beautiful than the view at nightfall across the prairies to these huge hill masses, when the lengthening shadows had at last merged into one and the faint afterglow of the red sunset filled the west.